Hi, this is Carlos Cousins. This is a sentence completion question that asks you to identify what the best vocabulary word to fit into this sentence here is. For this sort of problem, as usual, what you need to do is look for clues given to you in the sentence that we're looking at. So let's go ahead and do that together. Domesticated pigs are much more blank than wild boars, comma, which are actually quite dangerous. So because we're making a comparison here and saying that domesticated pigs are much more of something than wild boars, um, we should assume that whatever word is going to go in the blank here is going to be inherently different from, is going to make the idea on this side of the comma inherently different from the idea on this side of the comma, so that it will make it so that pigs are actually less dangerous than wild boars. So let's go ahead and try the answer choices given. Gargantuan here means that they're huge, that they're large. So domesticated pigs are much more gargantuan than wild boars, which are actually quite dangerous. Doesn't make sense because then you're no longer having a comparison. So that's why that doesn't make sense. Disgruntled here. Domesticated pigs are much more disgruntled than wild boars, which are actually quite dangerous. Doesn't make much sense because if we're going to have a comparison and the idea on this side of the sentence is going to be different from the idea on this side of the sentence, disgruntled would only make it so domesticated pigs are more dangerous, in that this would mean that they're angry, that they're unhappy. So that doesn't make sense because you'd have a similar idea on both sides of the sentence. This third option here is retractable, so they're easily to influence and therefore more predictable, would make more sense, in that something that is easy to control is less dangerous than something that is wild, such as wild boars. That will make up its own mind and it's therefore unpredictable. So this would be the best option so far. Let's try the next two. Cantankerous. Cantankerous means ill-tempered. So again, this would be something that would make someone even more dangerous. So these domesticated pigs then would be dangerous just as wild boars, and you'd no longer have a comparison as indicated here by are much more blank than. So that doesn't make sense. And this last option here, precipitate, means something that is done in a rushed manner, in a way that is irresponsible. So it wouldn't be used to describe domesticated pigs, and were it to be used anyhow, it would make them less predictable and therefore more dangerous. So again, you'd have a similar idea on both sides of the sentence, and you wouldn't have then a comparison that would be meaningful. So every time you have the word than, as in this sentence, despite this in the middle of the sentence, however in the middle of the sentence, you should know that you're going to have a different idea on one side of the comma than, and on the other. And if you have an idea that is similar by plugging in one of the words, that's not going to work. Same thing if at the beginning of the sentence you have something such as despite the fact that, when you have a comma after that clause, the idea that is following the comma has to be inherently different from the idea that preceded the comma, or the sentence won't make grammatical sense. Hope that helped with this sort of problem, and happy prepping.